up guys, it's Sincerely Sierra. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are not following me, please follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm even on TikTok, so go check me out. All right, so in today's video I want to talk about how I escaped a toxic relationship. All right, okay, first thing first, let me just lay the story down. You know, when we're all in, you know, elementary, middle school, and even high school, we are young, dumb, naive, and everything else you can imagine. Like, our brain development is not even fully developed. Some people's are, mine wasn't. But I met this guy in middle school, going into my freshman year in 9th grade. I started dating him, and yeah, it was kind of crazy from the point, because there were red flags in the beginning, and I just ignored it. You know, he told me, I remember him telling me, hey, I can't date you because you may catch me touching on somebody's butt. And I'm like, what? So red flag right there. Anyways, we stopped talking, like, on the phone, and then he reached out to me when I was going to Murphy High School, and after that we just, you know, kind of kicked it off. My best friend dated his brother. This is one thing I want to throw in there. Parents, please make sure you are showing your children what a healthy relationship is supposed to be. Show them what that looks like, you know, by being affectionate to your spouse. Let them know you love them, okay? I got saved, and I just thought that I could save somebody. I thought I could help this person get saved, and it was like the other way around. I was being pulled out from pursuing God, and they were pulling me to left field. Anyways, I got so serious about the Lord. I was going through so much. It was just a lot. Like, I even had like a mental breakdown. Like, I dealt with panic attacks and everything. Like, it was crazy. And so I remember I prayed to the Lord. I got so serious with God, y'all. I was like, to the point, like, I was ready to commit suicide. And I remember going to my bathroom, our guest bathroom, and just asking the Lord. I was like, God, if you're real, like, manifest yourself, make yourself real to me, you know. And so I remember, as I was sitting there just requesting God, giving God these ultimatums, I remember feeling the overwhelming love of God, like, embrace me, because I was on my knees on the carpet, on the, you know, little carpet in the bathroom, with the bottle of pills sitting on the lid of the toilet seat. I remember feeling the overwhelming presence of God all over me, and I felt like an embrace from behind me, like that, and I broke. Like, I literally busted out crying, like, just the snot, the works, like, all of it. Like, I couldn't contain myself. And so I knew right then and there that God was real. I knew he was real. He manifested his love for me, because I was void of that. I lacked that, and he literally filled me up to the point, like, I stayed in that bathroom for some time. And it was pretty late, so everybody was asleep. My parents were asleep. My sister was asleep. I was the only one up. I prayed to the Lord, and I said, God, if this person that I'm with, if I'm not supposed to be with them, show me, like, give me a sign. And so the Lord, not even just that, let me rewind. I think I'm moving a little too quick, but I asked God to, like, if you want me to live holy, like, help me to, like, disconnect from the things that will remind me of this guy, like the songs that we used to listen to, the movies we used to watch together, and just about my everyday stuff that I would do, you know, just reminded me of this person. And so I'm like, God, like, I'm gonna need you to help sever the ties and stuff that I have with this person, to be able to live for you, because my desire is to live according to your will for my life, right? And so one day my boyfriend called me and he's like, hey, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, what is it? And he's like, I gotta tell you this face to face. So y'all, my heart just beating, because I'm like, what in the world this boy gotta tell me? Like, what is it? And so I went over there and he's like, I could not sleep. I wrestled with this. I cried about it. And he was like, I just hope that this doesn't change anything between you and I. And so anyways, he shared with me, y'all, he slept with over 60 different women. And I'm just sitting there because at the time I was working 2 jobs and I was going to University of South Alabama. So I had already had a lot going on then. But you know, he shared all that because I was hearing rumors that he was out there messing around. But you know, I could never catch him because I was just busy, and again, I was naive too. But he shared with me that he slept with over 60 different people, and I'm like, okay. Like, he named some of the people I used to work with, y'all. I worked with one of the girls who I used to take her home from work all the time, and I had no idea that they were messing around until he shared that with me. And so half of these women were wanting to fight me, and I had no idea why they were wanting to, you know, fight with me, because that would have been the wrong decision to make, baby. They ain't want to. I'm just playing. No, they probably would have got it, because I wasn't where I am now. This is before my Christ days, you know. So I probably would have tagged them. But he shared all of that, and he was like, it was such a burden for him to carry, and he had to carry. And he didn't understand why he had to tell me that. But I knew why he had to tell me that, because I cried out to the Lord. Y'all gotta understand, when you cry out to the Lord for some things, that God will answer you. God hears the cries of his people, right? And so I remember just telling him, okay, you know, that was all I needed to hear. And I went on by my business, y'all. I went on by my business, and it wasn't hard to move on because I prayed to the Lord and he answered quickly. And like, God, I knew that God himself put this heaviness on this boy's heart to tell me that, you know. And so I was just grateful to God for that escape. So this is the scripture, y'all. God will always give you a way of escape. He will always give you a way of escape. You just make sure you don't try to ignore the signs or ignore what God is trying to do, and try to, you know, sabotage your freedom or the liberty or what God is trying to take you, where God is trying to take you, right? And so I believe with anybody who we choose to date, there are always red flags. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some things that you may feel like, well, those things are not deal breakers, but you have to consider some things that you have to deal with long term. Like, if there are red flags that are showing to you that it's like, okay, yeah, that would be trust issues. Yeah, that would be something I just wouldn't be able to do. Pay attention and don't let the appearance of a person keep you in bondage, okay? Don't let that keep you in bondage. But anyways, God, y'all, helped me. He literally was pouring into me, you know, like restoring me from years of brokenness and bondage. Not just from in that relationship, but relationships that I was connected to family-wise and friends. Like, God was restoring me from a lot of that stuff because I was so broken. You know, and he gave me a way of escape and allowed me, you know, a lot of time, like I was bathing. I was literally bathing myself in the presence of God. And when I tell you, when you experience that sweet spot in the presence of God, you don't want to leave. And I would hear people say that all the time. But it wasn't until I had that experience for my own self. And I was like, God, I could spend forever in the day in your presence, right? So I think God himself had given me hope. Like, there was more and there was better for me. And because I had been in bondage for so long with my mind, I had mindsets that were of bondages. I had, you know, the habits. I had habits that were, you know, full of bondages. There was just a lot of, like I said, brokenness going on. And so God just really, he showed me how he saw me. And I think in that moment, I'm like, God, you see me like that, and how can you see me like that? And so it wasn't until I realized that I was blinded by who I really was. There was so much other labels and so many other things that people put on you, and we even put things on ourselves. Like there are things, insecurities and things we don't like about ourselves, but God sees us in the fullness of the way he created us, right? And we just see, oh, I don't like that. I don't like how big my eyes are. Why is my hair like this? Why is my skin complexion like this? Why do I talk like this? Why am I shaped like this or that? And it was even in those moments where God showed me how he saw me. And it wasn't until the moment where I experienced God and realized that because I was made in the image and in the likeness of God, I was able to see what God saw concerning me. And it literally stripped me of the impaired lenses that I had on of myself. And I just cried because it was a revelation to me that, God, you see me, you know, covered in beauty, and you know, you see me as yourself, you know, you see me as a completed work. And here I am looking at all the things that I feel like I'm not, right? And so it will be until you realize that your value, when you realize just how valuable you are, you won't accept anything less. I'm telling y'all, it won't be until you realize how valuable you are. You won't accept nothing less. I don't care how fine they look. I don't care how much money they got. I don't care about what status they are. I don't care about none of that. None of it is worth your peace. None of it is worth you walking in freedom. And none of it is just never worth it. Anyways, God healed me through all of that by his presence, by his word, and all of it just by himself. Like, God healed me through his presence and through his word. I was literally bathing. Like, when I say I was bathing in the presence of God, like I was bathing in it. I was fasting because I wanted to know God in a way I've never known him before. And he did that. He did that. So yeah, guys, that concludes my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of this video. Please leave some stuff down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you escaped, you know, your toxic relationship or relationship that you were in that was toxic. All right. I love y'all. Until next time. Peace.